Hannah's life was perfect. She was studying regularly. Her studies were good. She was going to sports. She liked swimming. She did everything with great passion. On a cold evening, when all the tiredness of the day had settled on her, Hannah entered through the door of a pub. The young girl's steps were slow, her eyes a little hesitant. She settled there, took out her bag and put it next to her. As the atmosphere of the cafe enveloped her, she opened her book, isolated from the outside world, lost herself in her own thoughts.
A striking figure entered, alcohol, holding two glasses full of beer in her hands. Her eyes finally locked on the young girl. She headed towards her table. Alcohol stopped at the edge of the table and put the glasses on the table. And they shake hands.
Who are you? What's your offense? My name is Aleyna. I cheer people up, always. My job is to impress people, and I'm very, very good at my job. What can I say? Actually, I'm a depressant, surprisingly, but people love me. They drink me for their happiness, and they love me. I don't know. Of course, I have withdrawal symptoms after they use me. For example, vomiting, anxiety, or dizziness, headache, etc. But they don't care about it.
Alcohol sat at the table. She tried to persuade Hannah to take a sip of her beer. She was met with a look from her that said, "You should try it." Hannah declined the offer with some hesitation.
Just then, Hannah's friend entered. She walked towards the alcohol energetically and cheerfully. She had a drink in her hand. Her arrival suddenly interrupted the young girl's loneliness. As the friend sat at the table and hugged her, she offered to drink beers, but she refused it. And that moment came. The young girl looked at the glass on the table. She took the beer and smelled it first. The first sip that touched the girl's lips had silenced all this silent chaos, even if only for a moment. Meanwhile, alcohol is happy and proud.
How did you feel when you first drank alcohol?
Actually, first of all, it was not so much good, but then I get used to it, and it's something that I can socialize with it. I can have fun with my friends, and I think now I like it.
I could no longer get out of bed. I had to do something, and I started the group therapy for the alcohol treatment.
And finally, Hannah accepted her addiction and started the group therapy for alcohol treatment. It was good for her to be with other addicted people once a week. It was the first step for her treatment process.
Hannah, how long have you been not drinking?
I'm clean for 2 months. I use some medications and also see people like me in the group therapy is good for me. I learned a technique there named broken record. Thanks to this technique, I learned to draw a border to people and say no. What do you think about Hannah's process? I'm sorry actually because our friendship with her lasts short. She's in remission unfortunately right now, but it's not always like that because the process of the get rid of the alcohol addiction is really hard process. And also their cravings are always continue with her all life. It's good to know that. Anyway, I'll go and find two new victims for me. Bye.